way in which we search online. We is all about the social graph and human relationships woven into that experience. MySpace did an amazing job with personalization and with anonymity, so they protected the identity of the users. They won the first half of phase 2. However, Facebook, clearly, the login for the internet, they'll reach 1 billion users this year. They are the social graph online dating. You can't see the social graph, the interest graph, or my friends. Why? So let's talk about the third phase of the internet. Now this is a little online dating. That means 60% of people don't. The stigma in the industry is better than it was, but it's certainly still very real. Unless we're able to address the core issues around identity, I don't believe we can grow outside of that 40%. If we are able to, I think it's massive growth, at least domestically in the US, and then obviously there's a lot of untapped growth internationally. So profiles. This is one of my favorite things. I honestly believe the written profile and the painful personality tests are going to become quick relics of the 90s. What's going to replace them is these really interesting, robust visual vignettes of me, my interests, and how I communicate on them. And just spend a little time on Pinterest and you'll get it. There's no longer a need to write your profile. It's all going to be visual. And it's going to appear, it'll be commoditized and freely available within the next 6 to 9 months. Interest matching. I believe interest matching becomes the new dating algorithm. If you step back of dating and you look at Facebook and you say, what happened and how do I take advantage of the momentum in the industry? Facebook Connect didn't come out until 2008. So for those in the room that have been in the industry for a while, there was a suite of companies, Thread, Gelato, and Thread, Gelato, I don't know, come back to me. I think they were too early in terms of making the social graph and the interest graph work. Open Graph actually came out in 2010, so you can distribute a like button all around the web. And if you noticed, in the last 48 hours, Facebook just turned on this new concept that's called Open Graph Publishing. So basically, it's no longer just a like, it's I'm eating, I'm listening, I'm reading, I'm doing whatever. And it's an object that's distributed anywhere in the web, fed back into the Facebook profile. So within the next calendar year, the auto-scanning of images, in fact, plug your own photo into Google, see what comes up. So the concept of anonymity at Google is blowing away just by searching for images. Actually, it's about 18 months. Pay to communicate as the fundamental way for charging consumers will no longer exist. The reason I believe that is, with the social graph and the interest graph, your identity will be exposed. And you can choose to expose it. You can provide privacy controls for people. But once identity is exposed, you're not going to pay through the social graph. You don't have to expose our identity. By connecting up social profiles, and you know how many friends, followers, photos, etc. that I have, and you can use that. Look at Apple. So this concept is keyboards are going to become significantly less interesting for the dating experience. And it's going to go into a flipboard-esque type experience where heavy profile, heavy visual based. And I think mobile has lots of uses that some have already spoken of. Now, one thing I find interesting is that mobility also allows us to tap into offline economics. One of the reasons I think the exit value of dating companies have been limited is the fact that there's probably $100 billion in offline spend that we can't get to. It's called Open Table. It's called movies. But if you're able to sell people smart daily deals and still integrate it into the experience, you start to tap into that experience. So I think there's a lot of ways in which we can extend the dating monetization. That's it.